And I'm Justin.
And this sitting on the side of the couch is Eddie. And today we're going to talk to you about 5 myths that people have about cruising. So number 1 is seasickness. A lot of people think that you're going to get seasick every time you go on a cruise ship. And I think some of that might come from the fact that people might get seasick if they go on a ferry or a smaller boat. What do you think?
Look, you do have your rough days, but there's always the nurse on board to hand out sick tablets.
Yeah. I think another good tip is if you're prone to seasickness or you've not been on a boat before, to maybe take seasickness tablets just in case.
And do a short, maybe a 2 to 3 day cruise just to see.
Yeah, and I think if you're taking the seasickness tablets before you even get on the ship, that gives them time to actually work before you actually get on the ship. Number 2, a lot of people say there's nothing to do. So we're actually going to make another video which will come out in the next few weeks about a lot of activities there are to do on a ship. But I think, honestly, there's a lot you can do on a ship.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say you could either do a lot or you could even choose to do nothing, right?
We've got days where we just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Stay in the room, watch movies.
Yeah, watch movies, watch TV. You know, there's nice little areas you could go to just read a book.
Yeah.
You know, you can, in the library, you could go and do jigsaw puzzles or board games, things like that.
It's surprising how many places you can go and not see people.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's good to get away. But I think on top of that, it's good to understand that there is a lot of activities on the ship as well. One of my favourites is go along to bingo. Grab bingo with the Lucky Stanley Bear. You know, that's always a lot of fun. There's a lot of trivia. And the cruise lines are really getting into these sort of things and they're theming them, right?
Yeah.
So you might have an 80s theme trivia, there's TV theme, there's, you know, movie theme, all that sort of thing there as well. So there's usually things to do. As I said, we'll talk more about that in a future video, but definitely one I think we can dispel pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That there's nothing to do. Another thing we hear is that cruises are for old people. I wouldn't call us old, and we've been cruising for a few years.
I just think nowadays it's a mixed demographic.
Yeah, definitely. So you'll find, yes, on some of the longer cruises, and, you know, we're Australian and we cruise out of Brisbane or Sydney mostly. And if we're going to New Zealand, sometimes you do find there is an older crowd on there. I think it depends on the itinerary. But you're seeing more and more cross-generational holidays as well. So you might see the grandparents with the kids and the grandkids as well. So I think the days of it being a floating RSL are in the past. I think these days it's more cross-generational.
I mean, they got nightclubs open till 1 a.m. I mean,
Apparently.
That's not RSL.
We've never seen the nightclub.
Yeah, no, we don't. I'm not in the 20s anymore.
We're not. No, decidedly not. Yeah. Another one we hear is you'll never be in your cabin. And I think that depends on who you are. And I think you'll know if you're one of those people who are, you know, never going to go to the cabin. You're only going to be there to sleep. And that's great if that's who you are. I know for us, we do spend time in the cabin. We'll, you know, decide to go back to the cabin to watch TV or just to have a quiet drink out on the balcony. We usually book a balcony. And we find that that's a nice way to relax. And you've got to remember you're on holidays, right? So if your idea of a great holiday is to lounge in front of the TV every night and, you know, maybe have a couple of drinks or order room service, that's definitely an option on the ship. So there are definitely some people who use the cabin only for sleeping. There's also people like us who do enjoy maybe even spending a day in that cabin.
Yeah.
On a longer cruise, we'll often take a day out just to relax, chill out, and
Room service.
yeah, get some room service. Yeah, absolutely. The last one we wanted to talk about today is the expense. So when you go on to book a cruise, you might go through your travel agent, you might jump directly onto the website. And sometimes the sticker price can seem a bit expensive, right? So I was looking this morning at Disney Cruise Line, and you're looking at about $3,500 for a 3-night cruise. Okay, that does feel quite expensive, but I think the important thing to do is to have a look at what's included in that, right? I know for some of the longer cruises that we've done, it has got up there in price, you know, up around the $6,000-7,000 mark for the two of us. More when you add the drinks package on top of that. But if you look at what's included in that, so that's your accommodation, that is going to take you from port to port.
Yep.
You know, you're not flying between these ports. Obviously, you might need to fly to get on the ship and fly to get home afterwards. But once you're on that ship, all your transport is included in that as well. Includes your food, includes your the majority, I think, of your entertainment. Some cruise lines like P&O, now Carnival, they do have some paid shows on top of what's included. But I think on the most part, your main entertainment is included in that as well. So there is a lot that is included. There are things that you will pay extra for. So if you decide to do shore tours, you're going to pay for those. If you decide that you want to try some of the specialty dining, which realistically you don't have to,
No,
right?
you don't.
Your main dining rooms, your buffets, your room service, all of these things we've always found are really good quality, so you don't actually need to try the specialty dining. But if you decide to try that, you're going to pay for that as well, unless it's included in whatever package you've chosen. For example, with Princess, they have 3 tier levels. So they'll have a standard, which is just get you onto the ship and covers everything we've just spoken about. Excuse Eddie. They also have a plus package, which is sort of like your drinks package, right? So you get 15 alcoholic drinks a day, but it also includes things like your some specialty dining and casual dining. It also includes your internet package for one device. If you want to know more about that, go and check out the video on that about the Princess Fare tiers. But if you take those into account and you look at what's included, it doesn't actually come down to that much per day.
No.
I think if you think about the fact that it is your accommodation, and that accommodation is going to move you from port to port while you sleep. You're waking up in a new port.
Your room's getting serviced every day.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We don't think it is an expensive holiday, and for us, it comes out. We come out in front.
Yeah. And like I said in another video, you can do it cheap.
You can, yeah. If you want to do it cheap, you can definitely do it cheap as well. Yeah. So that's the 5 myths that we wanted to talk about this week. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel as well. It is free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does help the channel grow. By giving the video a like, it tells the algorithm that this was a video worth looking at, and helps to get the message out there as well. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.